Welcome back, beauties. I've already done my brows off camera, so let's get right into the tutorial. So I'm starting out with my MAC Single Shadow in Swiss Chocolate, and I'm taking that on a very large blending brush and buffing that throughout my transition area. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit more of a dense blending brush and take that in the transition area and closer to the crease to build up my color. Now going in to prime my lid, I'm taking my MAC Paint Pot in Constructivist, which is kind of a bronzy metallic shade, and I'm just going to prime my lids with that. It's very close to my skin tone, and it'll give a nice rich brown base for the rest of the shadows I'm going in with next. And then I'm just going to buff out the edges of that with a little bit more of Swiss Chocolate before moving on to another color. Now taking my MAC shade in Deep Damson, my MAC eyeshadow, I'm just going to go ahead and put that on my crease, packing that in with a little bit of a stiff blending brush. This is the one from Sephora that's kind of stiff, but it works well for packing on shadows. So I'm just going to build that up in the crease, then go in with a softer blending brush to diffuse the edges and add some more of that shade going into the transition area for a nice blend. In order to deepen my outer V and crease, I'm taking MAC Carbon, and I'm just going to take that on a tapered brush that's almost like a pencil brush and pack that onto the outer V, and then start to blend that through the crease and almost into the inner corner because I do want it to be very smoky and have a lot of depth. And here you just see me taking another blending brush, the first one I used, just to fuse all of those colors together. Now for the sparkle on my lid, I'm taking MAC Pigment and Copper Sparkle, and I'm just using a flat brush without any Fix Plus or mixing medium, and I'm just going to go ahead and layer that onto my eye. And as you can see, it has a beautiful color payoff and a lot of shimmer even without wetting your brush. So these pigments have very high performance, and if you can get some of them or even get some of the MAC minis, I highly recommend it. Now I'm just going to dust away any excess pigment on the deeper colors in my crease and transition, and I'm going to blend out the edges of that. And so you see that pigment has helped me put a little bit of a cut crease, but I'm not necessarily keeping it precise. So then I'm going to go in and clean up the edges of my eye using a makeup wipe and get any fallout. Then I'm going to go ahead and throw on some lashes from Lash Kitty and Vixen, and I'm going to prime my face using my Smashbox primer water and the Photo Finish primer. Now I'm just going to mix my two favorite drugstore foundations, my Maybelline Fit Me and LA Girl Pro Coverage, and I'm going to dot that all over my face and then buff it in with my Beyond Beauty buffing brush, which is very dense and I really love it for blending out my foundation. And any edges that I feel need to be sheared down or blended more, I'm just going to go in with my beauty blender and finish that off. In order to get a nice full coverage conceal, I'm taking my Tarte Shape Tape and the ColourPop concealer, and I'm just going to layer the Tarte Shape Tape all over the areas I typically conceal. Then I'm going to go in with the ColourPop concealer a little bit below my under eye just to brighten it some more. And then I'm going to blend out my chin, cupid's bow, nose, and forehead first with my beauty blender. And then I'm going to go in with my contour, my Anastasia Stick Foundation in Earth, and go ahead and blend that out first while I'm waiting on my under eye concealer to get a bit more tacky so I have maximum coverage. To set all of the creams on my face, I'm taking my Mercier TLSP, and I'm just going to dust that all over. And even on the under eye, I'm not going to pack it on with the beauty blender. Lately, I haven't been a fan of really baking by packing it on with the beauty blender, but I have been setting most of my face with translucent loose setting powder or the medium deep shade. And I'm even going to go into my smile lines just to powder those up so I don't have any creasing issues. Now for my contour, I'm just going to set it with my Makeup Geek contour pan in Deal Breaker, and this is one of my favorite contour shades, and it's super affordable. And I'm just going to buff that all over the areas that I put that Anastasia stick foundation. Then to blend everything together and buff away any excess powders, I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 360 Mocha. And this is just going to help me buff away any excess translucent powder so I don't look very ashy, and also blend in any highlight and contour areas with a medium color in between. Here you see me just finishing off the contour on my nose, and then I'm going to go in with a little bit of highlight. So before moving on, I'm just going to use my Badescu spray to fuse all of those powders together and give myself a skin-like finish. Then I'm going to go in with my Artist Couture powder in Sugar Daddy, and I'm just going to put that on the peaks of my cheekbones, a little bit right under the brow, and then my inner corner as well. And I'm just going to make sure all of that is nicely blended. Then I'm going to finish off my lower lash line off camera. And then for blush, I'm using my Black Radiance Baked Blush in Toasted Almond, and I'm just going to use that to blend the highlight and contour area. Now I'm going to finish my lower lash line off camera and come right back. Now for my lips, I first went in with my NYX lip pencil in Cocoa and I lined my lips. And then went over that with my Anastasia matte lipstick in Rogue. And this has a beautiful color to it. I really like it, but I found that it was a little bit too warm for my skin tone or for the look that I was going for. So I went over that with my NYX Lip Lingerie liquid lipstick in Teddy, and that was a bit more neutral. But then I felt like my lips weren't dark enough around the edges and I needed a darker lip liner, so now you see me looking for some more. And I'm just going to finish off with NYX Dark Brown Lip Pencil, and that's going to be the end of my look. So if you enjoyed this look, give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment down below so we can talk about the makeup products I used here. If you recreate it, be sure to tag me on social media, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye!